been the transition like for you coming here? What's your first impressions of being in this building on this new team?
The transition, it's been great so far. It's been lovely coming in and seeing all the coaches, seeing all my new teammates, guys I played against over the years, and just happy to be on their side going against anybody else now. Yeah.
Since you've been with a couple other teams, what strikes you as different here initially?
I'd probably say the work ethic, way guys come in, work hard every day, ain't too much complaining. Guys just locked in, and we all understand hard work. I'll probably say that's the biggest thing. The team really understands how to come in and work hard as a team.
Both at all before you got here, and then what's it been like with them the last couple of weeks, maybe sharing tips?
No, I didn't know him before I got here, but I did know his brother. We got drafted in the same draft. But from the outside looking in, I knew Nick was a baller, and I'm looking forward to playing with him.
Chris Kaczmarek said that he'll have you standing up at sometimes hands in the dirt. What is your feeling do you like both styles?
Yeah, I do like both styles. I've always been a stand-up guy, but I've been buying into the position Coach been trying to teach me, and I've been really buying out and trying to learn it and be the best I can at that.
Seems like you had quite a few opportunities to put your hand in the dirt last year in Buffalo. Do you think that was a nice way to prepare you for your role here?
Yeah, it definitely was a little prep before I got here. I'm kind of used to playing in that type of scheme where everything's a little tighter, everything's happening a little quicker. Yeah, it definitely was a warm-up for me.
Leonard, it sounds like the NFL owners are pretty excited to expand the regular season to 18 games. Do you share their excitement?
I mean, yeah, I do. That's another check, right? So, yeah, more games, more checks.
Are there any, you know how long a season is. Do you have any, as a guy now in his 30s, do you have any oh geez, that's going to be tough?
Yeah, I don't look at the whole season. I break it down into quarters. First 4 games, that's 1 quarter. I never look at it as the whole big picture. That's when it'll mess with your brain. I take it 1 game at a time.
It must be why you don't miss any games, right?
Yeah, that might be it for sure.
Would you want some concessions for something like that, though, like an extra bye week or anything like that? Have you even given it thought?
I really haven't given it any thought, but as long as they got the check, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What do you think the key to your sustainability is? I mean, you haven't missed any games in so long.
Just my mindset, knowing the best ability is availability. I mean, there's always nicks and knacks, but I play through them. I'm a tough guy.
How have you liked working with Kaczmarek so far?
Oh yeah, I love him, man. He's a tough coach. He's fired up every day, and I love that. I can tell he's passionate about the game, and I'm looking forward to going out and winning games with him.
A lot of guys come here and they've heard from afar that this is the place to be a defensive lineman because you just go, And did you know that beforehand, and are you finding that to be true since you got here?
Oh yeah, I knew it beforehand from simply playing against the team. Yeah, guys go, and that's something I want to do. I want to get out to the quarterback. I want to affect the game in the run game, just affect winning. Anything to help us win, that's what I'm buying into.
What you dealt with early in your career, a lot of pressure and expectations. When do you feel like you, I don't know if arrived, but felt comfortable, like you were going to be okay in the NFL?
You never really comfortable, because every year it starts over. You got to get the sacks. It's always pressure, As soon as you get your sacks, you got to start from 0 the next year. So it's always pressure, always.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. What's up?
You have a lot of new faces in your room. How's everything been going so far?
Well, it's been smooth. I think we all get along. We all been learning each other, going out to eat and just getting to know each other.
much does that off-the-field chemistry help you when you're on the field?
I think it helps a lot. Just I guess getting to know each other and being comfortable because we really got to work together all season. So just being able to, I guess bond with everybody, it make it easy to play football together.
Has there been more of an effort to spend more time together off the field with all the new faces?
I think it just happened natural. Just everybody just trying to get to know each other. We had pretty much a lot of new guys come in, so I think it was a mutual thing of everybody just trying to get to know each other and just doing things together.
Kind of maybe just give us a description of two of the new guys with Jordan Elliott and Malik Collins.
I know Malik for a while, so I already knew Malik. I trained with him a little bit in the off season, and he the same draft class as me, so yeah, Malik a laid back dude, pretty good dude. And Jordan, I think my first interaction is he dapping me up and just realizing how strong he is. He got a good grip when he dapping up and stuff. But he a funny guy, good dude to be around too.
I know you won't be right next to him, but how's Leonard Floyd? He said he just really enjoyed his time here so far.
Yeah, he another person who I came out with in 16. So he laid back dude and just all about his work.
Played 2 seasons now back to back where you went all the way to the very last game. I'm curious, physically, do you feel the same way when the season was over? Did you feel the same way after this one as you did after the last one, or what kind of toll does it take on your body to play that much football?
I mean, right out there, it'd be kind of, everybody's body pretty beat up. But I think around this time, I'm feeling pretty good and feeling the best. Just about the time you feel the best in football around this time.
Do you need surgery on your thumb?
No, I kind of it scarred in and actually healed on its own, so I didn't really need surgery.
I assume it wasn't very much fun to play with that.
Nah, especially in the beginning. But they kind of made me like a good cast that I could play through it.
What it's been talking about long seasons. The NFL wants to, or the owners are eager to add an 18th regular season game. What are your feelings about that as a player?
I mean, I don't know about that one. Yeah.
You're happy at 17?
I used to, I was here when it was 16 too, so I like the 16, but the 17, okay.
What are you looking to build on from last year? Like, in what areas do you think that, when you review your 2023 season, where you believe that you can make strides this coming year?
I know just some of the technique things of playing in this defense, just learning how to play the run better in this type of defense, and just for me, just winning my one-on-ones quicker and just having an overall better season.
Is that process of kind of breaking down one year and moving on to the next, have you gotten into a routine of, every year you've been in the league, kind of focusing in on something different every offseason?
Yeah, you just try to add things, and I had a lot of success doing the same things, but just try to find ways to get better and, keep your body good and keep you going, keep you just improving every year.
How would you assess your first season with 49ers?
I mean, it was pretty good. Wish we could have won the thing, but it was a pretty good. I was with a lot of good dudes, and they just brought me in, and I just really feel like I just want to build on it this year and just be better as a whole this year.
Is there anything in particular that you looked at that, like when you're watching the game tape, that you want to pinpoint this season?
I think it's just overall. I feel like I could have won a lot more in the pass rush stuff and just be better in the run game stuff and just being in way better shape than I was last year.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
That'll be it for today, guys.
How are you feeling?
Feeling wonderful. It's May. We're back in the building. Guys are around having fun playing football. It's a great time to be alive.
Where are you in your recovery right now?
Coming along. Progressing as planned. Goal is to be back ready for training camp, and all signs point to I will be ready for training camp.
How long were you dealing with that specific injury last year?
Quite a while. I'd say kind of week 9, 10, we took some MRIs of it and some stuff didn't show up. So like we weren't really entirely sure what we were dealing with until I got the surgery. So that was a tough one. Like, so we tried to, figure it out, but just things weren't popping up on the scans. And so just something that we were playing through probably for like 10 weeks. It's fun stuff.
When you say we were playing through, you?
Oh, me in the training room. They try, doing everything they can, to just help keep me on the field as much as I possibly could, try not to miss any practice and stuff like that. And they did a great job of that. And so it wasn't the most fun, but still could play at a high level.
You and Mooney discuss rehab process or going through the same thing together?
It was fun. Like he had surgery literally the week before I did. So it was just fun, hearing like someone who had just experienced it too. Because if you have to get surgery, I like to do like, a second, maybe a third opinion, talk to different people who are doing it. And we ended up both going to the same guy and he had great success for it. And so, went and did the same thing. And, we're like, it was a little different surgery. There were some similarities, but they had to reattach something differently for me than they did him. So it's a little different, but overall, I think we're both progressing at a good rate.
George, you spoke last night at the State of the Franchise.
I did. Suck me up there.
What is the state of the franchise right now?
State of the franchise? Got a really good roster, great coaches, great players, ready to win. I'd say that's the state of the franchise. Need to win now.
Is that a prevailing feeling, we need to win now?
I feel like it has been every single year. Like it's your one goal is, to make it all the way, make it through the entire season, and then, get to the end and win. And, unfortunately, we didn't do it again. So it's just like, all right, going to climb the mountain again. This time we just have to win.
It seemed like after that game and a couple days after that game, the Super Bowl, you took it really hard, maybe harder than you've ever taken anything in the context of your NFL career before. What made this one so difficult for you, and how do you put it past you and move forward?
I'd say how I put it past me is, I'm still wake up every single day and I got to play football and I have another opportunity to go at it again this season. And, nothing I can do about controlling that. It is what it is. And unfortunately, I didn't achieve the goal that I have to win a Super Bowl, but I have another opportunity to do it this year. So does that suck? Yeah. But the fact that I have another opportunity with a fantastic football team, great roster, I'd love to again bet on my team. Not really, but figuratively speaking, of course. Why was it so hard? Multiple reasons. When you playing football is really hard to make it through an entire season. To be as healthy as you can be, to try to make plays. Every individual player has their own individual goals, but everyone has the same team goal, and so it's been a really fun team to be a part of. We have a great core group of guys, and just like when you don't achieve that one goal that you really want to get to, it's tough. And I think back to like Joe Staley played in 2 Super Bowls, didn't win one. Garrett Selleck played in 2 Super Bowls, didn't win one. And just listening to them talk about how hard it was, I get that now. I understand that. Just playing for 7 years, but you get past it because we have a fantastic roster, and I still believe in this team and the ability that we have to win.
What's the tougher part of that? Is it the physical side of bouncing back for multiple long seasons like that, or the mental side, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think pretty good on the mental side of it. Like I said, I woke up today and my wife's happy and healthy, and I get to play football every single day, so I'm good with that. Physical side, yeah, you take a lot of hits. It's a long season. 17 games plus 3 playoff games. Yeah, it's a long season and definitely takes a toll on your body. So, and then you have a shorter recovery time. So, it's just kind of how you handle your rehab, how you handle your off season, and that prepares you, for July, August, and the rest of the season. So, there's a toll on it, but I'm still living my dream job. I'm playing football for a fantastic team, and I'm just excited to go to work every single day. So, I'm not less optimistic than I was last year or the year before that. I'm pretty excited still.
George, you're speaking of long seasons. NFL owners seem excited to make your seasons longer. Yeah. What are your thoughts on playing 18 regular seasons?
18 games. Well, I've been saying forever, I think we need 2 byes regardless. I think it's an incredibly long season. And, in my opinion, an extra bye, all it does is add an extra week to the season, more TV deals and stuff like that, more money on TV. So I think realistically, if you want to play 18 games, you're going to have to shorten something else somewhere. And they talked about taking a preseason game out, which to me doesn't really matter because I play in 1 preseason game a year. I think most vets do. So that doesn't really do anything for anybody. But, like you still have to practice, you still have to go through training camp, gets your body ready for a long season. But I mean, I think if you don't add 2 bye weeks, you're just going to look at the end of the season. You're going to look at a lot of teams who are missing a lot of key players because I think it's hard for players to stay healthy that long. I also think 18 games is it's aggressive, and the one thing that's nice about the 16 games is we're 16 or now we're at 17. We got into that somehow still. Just like I feel like the football's better. When you're playing those games, I think when you get towards the end of the year, like I said, you just have a lot of injured teams, a lot of stuff like that, and you're missing out on good football. And also, if you get to 18 games, is the paycheck getting cut into 18ths, or is it getting cut into are you getting more money because of an extra game? So I think there's a lot of things to discuss, but I'm all for adding 2 byes to the season just because that gives you an extra week of football regardless. So I hope they get that, and hopefully someday too. I saw that we were talking about getting rid of spring football and just going into maybe July a little bit, which I don't disagree with, but I just really hope they don't take away my July 4th because I thoroughly enjoy celebrating July 4th.
Not just the amount of games, but the schedule was rough for you guys rest-wise last year. 2 Thursday night games, a lot of playing teams after their bye week. It's kind of similar this week. Did you notice a difference? Did you feel that last year versus previous seasons?
I try not to think about it too much. I think when you do play 4 teams coming off a bye, they're all definitely fresh, and sometimes they're rusty, but I would say most of the time they're just pretty fresh and they're ready to roll. So I think that's tough, especially when you're doing that. If you're on the road versus a home team coming off a bye, I think that's pretty tough. But it's football, and we don't make the schedule, so it's just something. It's one of those adversities that you just have to deal with, and it is what it is. You just got to go out there and play football to your best ability. And I don't know if it's an unfair advantage or whatever, disadvantage, but it sometimes makes it tougher. But at the end of the day, you still got to show up and play on that day.
How is it having Trent Taylor back as a teammate?
It's been fantastic. He spent all of OTAs living at my house, which was kind of nice because someone's living there, and just having a guy from 2017 draft class has been fantastic. One of my best friends, train with him every single day, so being able to share a locker room with him again has been very fun for me, and being able to drive to work and stuff, it's great. And someone too that is incredibly talented at returning punts. He's always top 5, top 10 in punt return stuff, and always takes care of the football every single time he's back there. And hey, if you need him to run some good routes, on 3rd downs, he does a really good job of that too. And the fact that he knows our offense too, so he fits right in. And him and Brock, I feel like I've had a decent connection so far going. So hopefully that continues to go. But yeah, just having familiar faces in the building is fun because I feel like this is a pretty new team. When I walk in the day, the entire D line's different. Nick Bosa is the oldest D lineman in the room, longest tenured in the room, and so yeah, a lot of new faces everywhere. But you still have a good core group of guys, and when you add Trent to that mix, it's very fun for me.
At the tight end position and his tight end position as a whole, I mean, Latu didn't get to play last year because he got hurt. Braden got to play some. What do you see in those 2 guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tight end is very new. You lose Charlie Warner and Dwelly to the Falcons. 2 guys have done it for. Dwelly's done it for 6 years and Charlie for 4 years. And so when you lose that consistency, guys who are used to playing, guys who are used to the offense, there is a gap there that needs to be filled. And I think, Cam has come a long way in his rehab stuff. And so, really the most important thing for him is just get back on the practice field. And he'll do that during training camp. And he's doing a great job in the meeting rooms. He knows the offense. He's doing a very good job of just learning and understanding what our goals are. So, hopefully he can take everything from that meeting room and, apply it to practice, and he goes out there and plays at a high level. Braden has gotten way better since last OTAs, last training camp, last season. It's fun just to see him take these strides. He's figuring out the run game. He's a really good route runner, strong hands. And so, they have all the abilities. It's just, what I always try to say is, you can't replicate reps. You need to go out there, you need to get as many reps as possible. So, Braden getting a lot of reps right now is being very beneficial to him. We brought in Eric Sauber, a guy from my draft class. He's played a lot of football, so that's helpful. He does it the right way, works really hard, so that's kind of nice to see too. He's got a really, really solid player. And then Tunjas is, I think he's gotten better too, put on a lot of weight, put on some strength, so I think he has an opportunity to, surprise some people too. And then my rookie, Mason Pline, he's just figuring it out right now. Smart kid, picking it up. He's huge too, which is kind of fun. 6'6", 250 plus, so that's kind of fun to see. But I mean, all in all, my tight end room needs as many reps as they possibly can. So these OTAs are huge for them, and just looking forward to how they keep taking steps in the right direction.
With Javon signing. I think he had like 19 catches last year. But how would you explain to people like his value? Because, you know, if you just look at the numbers, you're like, well, what's the big deal?
Explain his value. I think every single person in NFL that watches tape, every general manager, every scout, anybody that watches tape, they look at Javon's film and they're like, holy cow, this guy is one of one. His mindset and his attitude when he's on a football field is completely different. He goes to that dark place that Coach Shanahan would talk about with like Pierre Garçon, and he just is very violent in the way that he plays the game, which you don't see in all receivers. He will hit defensive ends as hard as he can. He'll hit linebackers as hard as he can. He's not scared of anything. And if you need him to win on a one-on-one rep, he's going to win on that one-on-one rep. He's got incredibly strong hands, and it's just when you can, for a guy that does it all, he runs the routes, he does the run game, he shows up every day, you know, loving the game with a great attitude every single day. And then you get the game day and he makes all those plays. That's someone that you want to be in your building. It's someone that you want to pay. That's someone you want to reward because he's just going to keep bringing that every single day and he's just going to raise the standard of everybody around him. So when you have a guy like that that does everything, it's great for us.
Mm-hmm.